Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to 12th House. It's Bodhi Divine. Y'all, I'm so excited to finally be uploading a cord cutting ceremonial video. It's been long overdue, but it's better late than never. So today, y'all, we are going to be speaking on cord cutting in respects to breakups and toxic situations, 12th house version. There's many ways that one can cut cords. Some people prefer to cut from the heart. Others imagine being tied at the hands and cutting from there. So please, y'all, flow where it resonates most with you. But in this video, it's all based on my own insight and personal experience on this topic. And boy, do I have experience on this topic. I got plenty of that. Most of you may not know that I am a metaphysical practitioner with a metaphysical degree, but most importantly, I have been studying and practicing metaphysics for the past 10 years of my life. So I can only speak on what I know and not on what is assumed or Googled. But please enjoy the Google pics throughout this video. Now, with all that out the way, you may be asking, what is cord cutting? Beautiful people, it's exactly as it sounds, but in my own definition, it's a metaphysical practice that stimulates the subconscious to release negative and or karmic attachments. Now, your second question may be, when is cord cutting necessary? And of course, if you ask 1,000 people that same question, you may get 1,000 different answers. So in short, cord cutting is necessary when you found yourself somehow still longing for your ex, or you just can't seem to shake a toxic situation. And as I like to believe, it's also necessary after every breakup. Yes, after every single breakup, we should cut cords. It's imperative to cut cords after every breakup because once we have engaged in the sacred art of sex with someone else, y'all, there's an unseen, non-physical, but totally spiritual bond or cord that is formed. The longer the relationship, the thicker the cord. And when the cords are not cut, we find ourselves attracting different partners, but with the same characteristics, or different partners, different characteristics, but similar circumstances. Have you ever asked yourself, why do I continue to attract emotionally unavailable men? Or why do I continue to attract insecure women? More often than not, you're still energetically and spiritually connected to your ex's energy, all of them. I mean, this shit is crazy. The sacred art of sex is a human's greatest power behind their intelligence and imagination, but it can also be our biggest downfall. So how do we cord cut? Let's talk about it. But first, I must state a disclaimer. Listen, you guys, with all metaphysical practices, we must operate from our mind's eye. And on this level, everything is unseen. Nothing is physical. So in order to do that, you must have an active imagination. If your imagination is weak, this cord cutting ceremony will do you no good. So by chance this doesn't work for you, don't come for Bodhi. All right, I take no personal responsibility. It's worked for me on all occasions. It's worked for many clients that I've worked with. It's worked for many of my mentors, and I know it worked. All right. Now, if your imagination is weak, you'll know because you will not resonate with anything I say on this video. Everything will sound too silly or too childish. But if you're still listening, I doubt that's the case. For those whose imaginations are a little dim, I would suggest for you to start by stating affirmations and practice using your imagination first before attempting this ceremony. How I enhance my imagination is through studying my vision boards or different images that may fascinate me. I place myself in those images and I explore my feelings while I'm there. Now, for those of you who are ready, let's dive. The very first thing you will need to do is create your ceremonial space. Of course, making sure to smudge yourself and your space before you start. Now, for me, this ceremony usually takes place in my bathroom. The lights are off. I have a glass of wine to celebrate afterwards. The tub is filled with warm water, bubbles, essential oil. I prefer lavender or rose. I have incense and candles burning with some nice, soft, relaxing music in the background. I also outline my tub or my sacred space with stones for added protection. Now, for your space, you can do exactly that, or you can make it your own. It doesn't matter if you're in your bathroom, your bedroom, in your meditative corner, if you're outside. Just make sure the space that you are creating is peaceful, it's clean, and it's intimate. Make sure that there are no distractions. You should perform the ceremony alone with no phones. Next, you'll want to relax your mind and set your intentions, beautiful people. So at least 15 minutes of meditation. Nothing too much, just focusing on your breathing as you breathe deeply in and out. Focusing on that gray space that's in between your thoughts for at least 15 minutes. Now, I'm serious about all this, so I usually set a 15-minute timer just to make sure my mind is calm before I start. Now, after your meditation, the ceremony begins with you setting your intentions. This is the most important part. Everyone's intentions are different, but stating something that is meaningful to your own personal situation is powerful enough. For me, I'll say something like, in this moment and through this ceremony, I will release all attachments to, by this practice of cord cutting the bond we once shared. I do so with the greatest intentions for the highest good of all, and so it is. Again, make it purposeful for you. Now that our mind is right, our intentions are set, we can start by closing the two human eyes and opening up our mind's eye. The first thing you should see is them, sitting right in front of you, but within arm's length. Study their face. Make sure you can see them in your mind's eye. Oftentimes you can smell their fragrance or you can sense their presence, but make sure you can see them. Next, look down at your navel area, the solar plexus that governs our willpower, taking responsibility for our life and our actions. Take a look at that area and imagine or see the cord that's connecting from you to them. Study this cord. Study the thickness, study the length, and the appearance of this cord. I've had a client tell me that their cord appeared to be rotted when they studied it. All of these details are imperative to impress the subconscious mind. So y'all make sure y'all study this cord just like you've studied their face. And while studying, memories, whether good or bad, may arise. You may even start to second guess whether or not you're really ready to cut cords. This is all normal, so just flow with the process without force. You may have to stop and try again another day. Just take your time with this process. Now that you can see this person, now that you have studied the cord, because that's very important, studying this cord from the solar plexus, which gives you the willpower to take back control over your life. Now that you have studied this, in your dominant hand, See a big pair of super sharp scissors. I usually take one last look at the person in their eyes, one last look at this cord, and y'all, I just start cutting away. I just start cutting away, cutting away, cutting away until the cord falls off. For some, the desire to cut cords are so profound, all it takes is one snip. But for me, it always takes time. It always takes time. Whether it's done in one snip or several, continue to cut the cords until they fall away. When the cord is gone, see your person drifting off. Like literally imagine this person in thin air drifting away from you. Sometimes I have fun and I'll imagine this scared ass, hopeless look on their face with their arms stretched out towards me as they drift away. Because you know, they always miss you when you're gone. I also like to wave goodbye as they drift away. Now, once they've drifted out of sight, take a few moments to breathe deep in and out slowly. Feel the tension and the desire exiting your body. Feel it leaving. When you're ready, open your eyes. You can sit in quiet for a few moments and celebrate with a glass of wine. But I usually make light of the situation by laughing and sipping at the same time. Lastly, we started the ceremony by setting our intentions, so we will end the ceremony affirming our intentions. Again, make it purposeful and meaningful to you. I'll usually say something like, today in this moment and through this cord cutting practice, I am now relieved from all attachments to. I now go free to be happy, harmonious, desired, and loved all the way through. That's it, beautiful people. It's that simple. The power we have, the power of our imagination, the power of our mind makes it that simple. Now, what usually happens after we have cut cords is the person may show back up like a brand new damn shiny penny, wanting to reconcile. Or the universe may send you someone who mimics this person's behavior. This is what I call the test. Be conscious that this test is only an illusion to see if you have indeed cleared your energy from this person. If you pass the test, beautiful people, by not engaging in that illusion, then you've made it all worth your while. And love will get better from here, after healing from surgery, of course. As a matter of fact, it's during our healing is when the test or the illusion will show up. So I tell people, give yourself at least 6 weeks of healing and self-love before jumping back to entertain love again. Wow, beautiful people. I hope you have enjoyed this cord cutting ceremonial 12th house version. Leave your comments and like the video.